Croydon Chats is powered by TBXH, more than just a workspace. It's a thriving community built on collaboration, connection, and shared growth, home to businesses, creatives, and innovators shaping Croydon every day. Discover more at tbxh.co.uk. Welcome to Croydon Chats. Today we have the inventor of the Swivlympics, karaoke, wearable karaoke, Knitcoin, and the CoronaVision Song Contest. Without further ado, welcome Richard DeDomenici.
Thank you very much for having me, Karen.
We are so excited to have you on the sofa today.
Lovely to be here.
You know what, you're quite a personality in the borough, very recognisable by the work that you've done, the projects you've been involved in. So I really want to delve in a bit about the creative and film scene that you've been involved in Croydon over the last 16 years. So what brought you here, and has this just been a big playground for you?
Yes, it has, and I like it. I first became aware of filmmaking in Croydon in, I think, 1997. I was only a youngster back then. And Todd Haynes' film Velvet Goldmine came out.
Yes.
Set in New York. There's an opening shot, an establishing shot of New York, and it says New York 1982 or something, and it's the Wellesley Road in Croydon.
Okay.
And it's not it's not the Wellesley Road's fault that it doesn't particularly look like New York. They didn't really do anything to enhance it to make it look more like New York. They could have matted in some skyscrapers in the background.
They didn't.
They didn't do that. It's a locked off static shot. It would have cost about 5p to just mat in the Chrysler building in the background. The traffic wasn't going in the right direction. They could have flipped the shot so the traffic was going in the right. No, they didn't do that.
Yeah.
So that was very interesting to me as a teenager, and it always stuck with me. Years later, I would come to Croydon for the first time to make some art. It's back when the Croydon Clock Tower, the library, they had an arts team there with a programming budget who would put on performances and stuff like that. And they paid me to come, and I made a scale model of Croydon town centre out of some cardboard boxes with the local children of Croydon over a couple of weekends. And then at the end, all the children came back and watched me, dressed as Godzilla, destroy the Croydon, the performance was called Destroydon.
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 That's brilliant.
It was lovely. And everybody cheered. And at the end, all the kids came and took part in, finishing off. And it was kind of an extreme form of urban planning, if you will, because Croydon is a city in perpetual change.
Yes.
And so I thought it was all harmless fun. But then the next year, the Croydon riots happened.
Right.
Many of those same buildings were destroyed by many of those same little children. So I'm sorry. I'd like to apologise for that, Croydon. But I did come back a few years later, and I made another project called Croydtopia.
Okay.
Which was a much more productive piece, in which it was like a video repository for kind of hyper historians. It was like, basically I came out of the boxing club once. I was at the Croydonites Festival of Experimental Theatre about 5 years ago. I came out of the boxing club. We'd just seen a performance in there. We're in this dark little alleyway, and a bit scary, a bit dark, a bit ugly. And my friend Jess Mabel Jones, an artist who I was with at the time, watching the show. I remember this alleyway. An amazing experience happened to me in this alleyway, and she told me all about it. And it really changed my attitude towards the alley. And I thought, wow, it's amazing, isn't it, that sometimes somewhere that can be quite dull and uninteresting and ugly to one person can actually hold a lot of joy and history.
Be quite poignant.
Personal history, emotional history of people. So it gave me the idea to do a project called Croydtopia, in which people make little videos explaining where they are in the city, why this lamppost or this park bench is important to them.
Yes.
And we put them on a map.
Yes.
Then you can start to see, theoretically, as hundreds of videos appear. We don't have that many yet, unfortunately. But I'm hoping you can still submit videos if you'd like to croydtopia.com. You'll start to see little clusters of patterns emerging, and you'll get to see, this area here has got lots of people interested. Lots of people love this thing here.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that, local planners councils, etc., could use it as a means of deciding what to or what not to demolish.
Yeah. We've had a few guests come on to the podcast who have fond memories of growing up in Croydon. And it's interesting because each of them have mentioned a whole different location that hold some special memories for them. And a couple of our guests keep on talking about a place called the Blue Orchid.
Oh, my God.
Okay. So what was, because this was before my time, so what was the Blue Orchid?
Hey, it's before my time too.
Okay.
I didn't even grow up in Croydon, but I know so much about the Blue Orchid vicariously from other people who've told me about it. It was a notorious nightclub, discotheque.
In those days, the discotheque?
Just in the same building as the Croydon Tower, the Nestle Tower and the St George's Walk shopping centre. On the little alleyway just to the south of that, the Blue Orchid nightclub. And I think a lot of teenagers went there because I think the bouncers were quite relaxed about age limits and stuff, so they just let you in even if you were clearly underage, especially if you were a girl.
Right.
So Jess Mabel Jones and all her friends used to go to the Blue Orchid. I think it had very sticky carpets.
Okay.
There's legendary stories. There's a video on Croytopia.com in which Jess excitedly talks about her memories of the Blue Orchid nightclub.
Yeah.
That came up a lot, the Blue Orchid.
Yeah.
That is a cultural hotspot, which I know they're doing a lot of redevelopment of that whole building at the minute, the Nestle building and what have you. It would be a shame, I think, if that corner structure where the Blue Orchid was, even though the club's not there anymore, I think it should be preserved in order to, eulogise the memories of the Blue Orchid. But I never went myself. There was a similar place in Watford called Kudos.
Okay.
But it doesn't sound as good as the Blue Orchid. So I'm jealous. Again, I'm jealous of Croydon for having the Blue Orchid.
So
maybe we can bring it back.
Perhaps.
Could we recreate the Blue Orchid?
Well, it sounds like you're quite a creative campaigner, Richard. So, you've used your talents and skills in quite unorthodox ways to get people involved and excited and get conversations going. And you do quite a lot of participation art. So what is that exactly?
Well, the most participatory project I've done in Croydon is called the Redux Project. And the reason I just suggested we recreate the Blue Orchid is because the Redux Project does actually recreate scenes from famous movies, sometimes TV shows, occasionally pop videos, in the original location where they were filmed on an extremely low budget, very quickly, with local participants who aren't trained actors necessarily.
Brilliant.
Sometimes they are, but it's normally just enthusiastic locals who want to kind of, in a way, reclaim their local kind of cinematic history, because often Croydon is on film. It's depicted on film, but it's not depicted as Croydon. American Assassin was filmed in St George's Walk, and it's set in Istanbul.
Wow.
The Dark Knight is filmed at the old BT building, Delta Point, is it? And that was supposed to be Chicago, Gotham City. So often Croydon is standing in for somewhere else. Yeah. And so there can be something quite cathartic for people to take part in recreating these things that they've seen on film.
Yes.
Themselves in the local places. So we normally film in just a day or so. American Assassin was a one-day shoot. We did All of Us Strangers last year, 2 years ago, 2024, in Croydon and Sanderstead. And we wanted to film in the old... at the end of the film, they go to this American diner, and it was shot in the TGI Fridays down by Croydon Airport.
Right.
And about a week before, we were trying to get permission to film there, being really like, oh, we don't know if we can accommodate you. And we were like, we'll only be like 10 minutes. We don't have any tripods or anything or lights. It'll be really easy. And the reason they're being so cagey is because they're about to all get sacked, and the place was shut down like within a few days of us wanting to film. So we weren't able to film it now, unfortunately. But yes, so I make these recreations. I film them as accurately as I can, given my extremely limited means. I don't have expensive equipment. The cameras filming this podcast are more complex and advanced than anything that I film. And sometimes I'm just filming on my phone, And I edited it very quickly on a laptop, and then we have a premiere. And all the people that took part in the making of it come to the premiere. We have a rap party. People applaud. And that's the Redux project. And it started by mistake. Someone said to me in 2015, 14, Richard, have you got any ideas for a site-specific piece of performance in a cinema in Bangkok? And I said, no, but give me 24 hours, I'll think of something. So I sent back some ideas to recreate some local films that had been shot there and then premiere them in the cinema. And I was a bit nervous because I was playing the female lead in one of them. It was a rom-com called Bangkok Traffic Love Story. I don't know if you've seen it. It was the most popular film in Thailand in 2009. Anyway, it's all set on the Bangkok SkyTrain. No one was using the SkyTrain. It's a new monorail system. Everyone else, the traffic is crazy in Bangkok. Motorcycles, buses, very busy. So they built the SkyTrain, but it was more expensive than the other forms of transport. So in order to attract people onto the train, they made a rom-com called Bangkok Traffic Love Story. I recreated 6 minutes of it, and I showed it a couple of days after filming to an audience at the Scala Cinema in Bangkok, which has subsequently been demolished, sadly. And that happens a lot with me. Don't read anything into it. The Croydon Clock Tower lost their arts funding after I did destroy them. So my art school's been demolished since I performed there. Battersea Arts Centre burnt down after I performed. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, but nobody can follow in my footsteps. Where were we? Yes, and I thought they might be offended by my recreation of Bangkok Traffic Love Story, but actually the local newspaper reviewer, whose name was Wise Kwai, in the Nation newspaper, Bangkok English-speaking newspaper, he said he preferred my version of Bangkok Traffic Love Story to the original, even though he said he loved the original. So I was like, that's interesting.
It seems to be.
I wasn't expecting that, so I tried another one. I thought, can I do this outside of the context of being in residence in a cinema? Will it still work as a concept? So I did another one in Glasgow, a recreation of Cloud Atlas that was set in San Francisco, but filmed in Glasgow because it's got similar grid system and hills. And same thing happened again. The Guardian gave it 4 stars, even though they'd only given the actual film Cloud Atlas 3 stars. So weirdly, even though it's derivative, it's a copy, it also seems to be somehow through its process adding value to contributing something else. And I've been sort of trying to work out what that is ever since, really. I've made over 100 Reduxes now around the world. And I'm very excited to be bringing it back to Croydon in November.
Oh, how exciting.
Croydonites Festival.
Yes.
Which has been going for a number of years now, and I've performed at a few times. Great little arts festival. We haven't launched the call out for participants yet. But it will be happening in November, and in the coming months there'll be a call out somewhere on the Croydonites website, on my socials. The David Lean Cinema is helping us this year.
Fantastic.
It's amazing. I love
We
those
love
guys.
the David
Really
Lean
good.
Cinema,
I went on their tour. They did a tour of the locations in Sunderstead from All of Us Strangers. So I went on that tour when I was researching my previous Redux. And they were great, and I told them about the project. And I think they're going to be hosting the premiere at the David Lean. So after beforehand, so on the day of the premiere, I'm also going to be giving a walking tour of of all the movie locations in Croydon. Not all of them. Some of the movie locations in downtown Croydon. It's called the Crollywood movie location tour. I did it first in 2018 for the premiere of American Assassin, and I'm bringing it back this year with some exciting new additions. And I'm also hoping to automate the tour, because the previous 2 times I've done it, I've led it around, which is great. I love doing it, but I'm not always able to lead this tour. And at one point, I subcontracted it out to another local organisation in Croydon. They were running it for a bit. But I'm going to automate it so that people can kind of do it on their own devices.
That's very, very innovative.
That's my goal.
I like that.
I can't promise that that's going to be launching in November, but hopefully there'll be an automated Crollywood tour. I heard the mayor recently.
Yes.
He was on your show.
Yes, he was.
He was talking about Crollywood.
About Crollywood, so
which I was very excited about.
Isn't it?
I was excited about that because I can't remember. I know that I did the Crollywood tour in 2018, but I I don't know how I came up with the word Crollywood. I thought I just got it from somewhere else.
Right.
And then East Croydon Cool on Instagram, they then claimed that I invented that term.
Take it.
I
Take the glory.
I accept ownership, but I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. If anyone listening can find an earlier instance of the term Crollywood being used anywhere prior to 2018, let me know, because I don't want to claim ownership over it, and I'm very glad that the mayor's using it.
Yes.
But all I would say is I know that he started a Crollywood forum. Please, can I be on that forum, Mr. Mayor?
Go and knock on that door, Richard.
Because I might have invented the term. And I'd like to be on your forum. I like being on forums. If there's biscuits and snacks and like tea and coffee and stuff.
You are easily swayed.
Otherwise, I'm not doing it. I was just looking for some filming locations just next door.
Yeah.
Luna House and Apollo House.
Right.
I was disappointed to see that they're all boarded up with big wooden fences around them, because I want to use that as a filming location for Heads of State Redux in November. Are they going to knock it down? What are they up to?
Oh, we'll have to find out. Good question.
That used to be the Home Office building, right?
It did. It did.
And there's a scene in Heads of State set in Warsaw. Idris Elba.
Yes.
Who's the other guy? The wrestler. His name is, John Cena. We've got Idris Elba.
Because nobody sees him, so John Cena.
John Cena.
There's a whole thing. Have you seen on Instagram?
Yeah.
There's a whole thing of women posing next to nothing, saying they were John Cena. So I think
this meme.
there's a whole John Cena movement.
We'll have to incorporate this.
You will have to incorporate that.
So there's a John Cena scene in set in Warsaw. Idris Elba's there, Priyanka Chopra's there, John Cena's there, and they're kind of skulking around this building in Warsaw, and it's actually Apollo House with Luna House in the background, or vice versa, because I don't know which is which. Do you know which is which?
Oh, I don't.
There should be a little mnemonic. Luna, the one with the big kind of hexagonal bit. That's where it's filmed, but then you can see the other one in the background.
Yes.
So whoever owns Luna and Apollo House, please can we film there? Because I snuck in there earlier on the way here, and some kind of big robot security alarm started flashing at me and beeping at me. Even though you can just walk in.
Yeah.
But I could tell that
you felt like an intruder.
I did, and I didn't want to get detained or arrested because I had to be at this podcast 5 minutes later, and that would be a terrible reason not to show up. But it would be nice to be able to film there, please. So whoever owns it, please can we film there in November? It'll only take 20 minutes, and we won't have any equipment.
So are you busy casting for that at the moment?
Not quite yet, but we will need to. I think I've done a little look through the film, and I think we need about 20 people. Mm-hmm. We need, obviously, John Cena, we need Priyanka Chopra, we need Idris Elba. I don't always cast. Sometimes I cast against type.
Just to make it disruptive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, if you don't look exactly like any of those people, it's okay. You can still be in it. You also need a couple of helmeted, masked policemen, a couple of baddies. These could both be played by the same two people, honestly. Okay. They're not in the same shot. And then we need about 10 club goers and a bouncer, and they're just kind of standing in the background in St George's Walk. It's not a particularly interesting part, but it'll be quick and it'll be easy. So you can probably wear your own clothes. So I think in total we need about 20 people. There's about 3 different scenes in 3 different locations. Overton's Yard. There's that little alleyway down the back of the old British Telecom.
Yes.
That's where the majority of the action takes place.
There's
a kind of speeding police car.
Yeah.
That alleyway is kind of blocked off, though. It's kind of, you can't drive down there. So whoever owns the gates in Overton Road, it might be the council, it might be BT. Please, could we film there in November? We'll only need about 20 minutes. If not, we're going to have to make a kind of either a dummy vehicle that we can lift over that little barrier, or do some kind of blue screen miniature and add that in post-production.
It sounds like your brain is already working that out.
There's a big explosion that happens.
Okay.
Which I promise not to actually do in real life.
Okay.
Once I did, Threads, that old film from the 80s set in Sheffield about what happened, what would happen if a nuclear bomb goes off in Sheffield. Yeah. At the end, in the middle, there's a big mushroom cloud, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Threads from 1984, and I couldn't recreate that, so I just held a mushroom up in front of the camera, and it seemed to work. People like that. People were happy with that. I normally strive for perfection, but actually I can't always achieve perfection. And so it's the bits where it goes completely wrong and doesn't look anything like it that actually people like the most, even though I want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of ongoing paradox with the Redux project.
Oh, fantastic. And so, Richard, you've performed in over 30 countries, including without permission at the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
What keeps on drawing you back to Croydon?
Because I'm banned from going to any of these other countries. Yeah, no, it's strange. Sometimes people, because obviously, you know, Croydon has still got a reputation, undeserved, I would say. And so often when I'm saying, I tell someone I'm going to Croydon, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, and stuff like that. And I'm offended, even though I'm not from here. I get secondhand offended by that. Because, I think Croydon's a very unique and interesting place. And I like weird places.
Right.
I'm not saying it's weird, but I like slightly different places. Milton Keynes, Cumbernauld, you know, places that that when they were built had huge promise and potential and optimism, and then something happened and some of that slid somewhere, and now it's kind of coming back again, and you can feel it in Croydon. There's a kind of exciting optimism.
There is. There really is.
There's so much potential.
Yeah. If you had the opportunity to create a feature film about Croydon,
oh my God,
what would that be?
That's such a good idea. Well, it would be a feature film about reopening the Blue Orchid nightclub, and the struggles and trials and tribulations that we would face, and then if that goes well, that would be the first act of the film.
Okay.
Act 2, reopening Croydon Airport, which I think would be trickier than the Blue Orchid.
That would be.
Because there's houses where the runway once was.
Logistically, we may not want to fly past over your roof.
People's homes. Also, there was that great plan in the 90s to kind of build all these kind of inflatable structures on the roofs of the multi-story car parks. Did you ever see that?
No.
It's a very kind of brave, optimistic, never completely unrealistic probably, but there's some beautiful illustrations of it. And I think it's true. We've got all these amazing multi-story car parks here in Croydon. The rooftops are often unused. Often they're closed off, which is a shame. And you could probably build a runway on top of Croydon, linking the tops of the multi-story car parks. They were going to build that in King's Cross once, a kind of helipad runway.
That's right.
Anyway, I don't know if we should be reopening airports, actually. It's bad for the environment.
We've already got another runway coming to Gatwick. We're good.
You know what would take up less space, though?
Yes, I'm listening.
A spaceport.
Okay.
Could launch rockets
we could
to
launch
the tops of the multi-story car parks of Croydon. That would be very dynamic. So that would be Act 3.
Act 3, okay.
Act 2 would be the failure of the airport recreation, and Act 3 would be the spaceport.
Oh, I mean,
And it's fine. It's a fictional movie, so we don't actually have to do it. We can do it all in post-production.
Richard, I think I'd be exhausted living in your brain for one day.
I agree, and I apologise for making you live in my brain for this 1 hour.
So, I love a pun, and with the different projects that you've been involved in and named, you love a play on words, I can tell.
You know, I love a portmanteau. When you get two words and you smoosh them together into a third word.
Okay.
You're absolutely right. And I noticed this earlier. Destroyden, Croydtopia. What was the other one?
You've got Croydon Nights.
Croydon Nights. That's not my festival. That's the Croydon Nights Festival. That's Anna Arthur's festival, and Katie Hurley and Sophie.
Yes.
3 amazing women run that festival, and some amazing volunteers.
You've got the Swivlympics.
The Swivlympics.
Yes.
You're putting too many syllables in.
I did.
Swivlympics. The aim of the Swivlympics, and Jack, maybe you'd like to give this a go, is to attain the most amount of spins in one self-propelled push in a standard office swivel chair.
Okay.
It started in 2012. Do you remember the Olympics? They're being very strict. Yes. Every time the Olympics goes to a new city, it introduces new local laws so that you can't. They say it's to do with like ambush marketing and stuff.
Right.
So it's also to do with preventing protests. And there are a lot of protests in London because they privatise a lot of land in where the Olympic Park is now. That was people's allotments, people's homes.
Yeah.
So there was a new law, and it said if you mention any of the words on this list, and it wasn't just Olympics, it was gold, summer, games, very innocuous words that you can't really copyright or trademark. If you mention any 3 words off this list in combination, you can be arrested. Private security can come into your house and confiscate any items that have these words written on them. So any kind of placards or protests or flyers or anything.
Yeah.
That's quite a draconian law. To protest against this law, I created the Swivlympics. And it was only supposed to happen once, and I was expecting the LOCOG to contact me and say, you can't do this, Richard, you're going to have to change the name. And I'd have gone, hooray, and that would have been the end of the sport. Actually, they didn't care. It was all a lie. They were just, the law was pointless in the end. And the sport took off. So now I've done that, about 50 times.
It could, you never know, it could actually become a future Olympic sport.
People have been saying to me, Richard, the breakdancing that happened in the previous Olympics?
Yes, the Australian breakdancer.
The Australian breakdancer, yes. With her kangaroo moves.
Yes.
What was her name again?
I don't remember. I cannot forget those moves.
Shame. We'll never forget the moves, even if we've forgotten your name. I can't believe I've forgotten her name. Anyway, if the Australian breakdancer can go to the Olympics, then surely the Swivlympics can go. So it's possible. There is a pathway. You have to become a demonstration sport first.
Okay.
And then if that's successful, then 4 years later. So I might try and take it to Los Angeles in 2028.
Something tells me you've looked into this.
I'm not confident that they'll let me into the country under the current administration. So I might have to wait until Adelaide 2032.
Right.
And yeah.
Full circle.
And I might take my fake Olympic torch as well.
You have a fake Olympic torch?
Yeah, sorry. So the reason I was at the Paris Olympics in 2024.
Yes.
I've done a performance at several Olympics now. Is that the correct plural? Yeah. In which I run, the Olympic torch relay?
Yes.
Goes around. I dress up as an Olympic torch bearer, and I make my own Olympic torch, and I run about a minute before the actual Olympic torch is supposed to come by.
So everybody thinks it's you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say everybody, because some people can tell that it's just like in Paris, it was 2 plastic Perrier bottles sprayed silver. And so from a distance, it looked quite realistic. But once you get up close, you can tell that it's just held together with sellotape. But I'd say about 50% of the people, for a moment, thought that it might be the actual torch. So I run about a minute beforehand. You've got to time it perfectly. There's sponsorship vehicles that go past, and then there's a little gap, and then there's the actual torch. They've got to be in that gap. Not too close to the actual torch, otherwise the police will wrestle you to the ground. And not too close to the sponsorship, because then they'll realise, So timing is everything. And yes, I ran through Paris. That was good. I didn't get arrested. The police had machine guns, which I wasn't prepared for.
Okay.
I suppose the LA 28, that would be quite heavily armed as well. That's another good reason to wait until LA 32.
There we go.
Yeah, yes. I didn't do Brazil because I can't speak Portuguese and it was too hot. But I did London 2012. I went all around the UK. And because there were people who... it was kind of an early form of crowdsourcing.
Yeah.
I just said, look, would you like my fake? Because I couldn't fund that performance through normal arts funding means.
Right.
The Arts Council probably wouldn't have been very interested in giving me any money for that performance. So I crowdsourced it and I said, if you would like my fake Olympic torch to come to your town, put me up for the night, pay for my train fare, and hold a video camera.
Right.
And so I managed to go all around the country with my fake Olympic torch. By the time I got to London for the finale, the police knew who I was.
They knew you were.
They no longer found it amusing. So there's some amazing footage of them chasing me down Regent Street in a police van.
Right.
On the final day, and then confiscating my Olympic torch.
Okay.
Which was the perfect ending, really.
It is. There is something quite tragic and dramatic about that ending. Yeah. I mean, you've done a lot. It's fantastic.
It's a very cheap performance as well.
Well, and I think that's part of your recipe of that parallel of these big, whether it's a big production or a big event, and you're showing actually, if you really showing it up without a budget, what you can create and how you still manage to tap into people's emotions and get people excited and a bit fanatical about it.
With that performance, I wanted to create the kind of uncertainty that leads to possibility, because it wasn't an overt protest.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of protests against the Olympics in 2012, but all of them got shut down immediately because they were obviously a protest. This wasn't necessarily a protest. It could have just been an Olympic fanatic who wanted to get involved.
Yes.
And also it could legitimately be an Olympic runner. I think the reasons the police didn't jump on me was because in the back of their mind there was a 1% chance that is actually the Olympic torch. And if I wrestle him to the ground on television, that's not going to look good.
Might be a bit bad for PR.
So so my work is about trying to create the kind of uncertainty that leads to possibility, and I think that's a perfect example of that torch performance.
And I think if you look at that from Croydon's point of view, that's fantastic, because there is that kind of energy and opportunity for Croydon. How do you personally navigate? You wear so many different hats. You're an artist, you're a filmmaker, editor, video journalist.
Cat sitter.
Cat sitter.
If anyone wants me to look after their cat, I'm very good. I've got 2 testimonials. I'm trying to start a new career.
Okay.
I've had enough of making art. I've been doing it for 20 years. What I really want to do with my life is look after cats.
Okay.
You got a cat?
I don't have a cat.
Jack? Okay. 4? Oh, okay. I'm not that good.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry.
This is good. You've obviously been involved with various festivals. So tell me about the Croydon Fringe.
The Croydon Fringe. The Croydon Fringe. It's happening, this is going out on Wednesday. It's happening this week. The Croydon Fringe is happening this week. It's the second Croydon Nights Fringe.
So what can you expect?
It's the second Croydon Fringe, organised by the Croydon Nights Festival. And what you can expect is 21 shows across 5 days in 4 venues. And the full programme is on the website, which is croydonnights.com /what's on. And you can find all the listings. Tickets are on sale now. Do go to the Croydon Fringe. I know it's a heat wave. Hopefully it's not a heat wave anymore.
I think we're breaking the heat wave.
Can we talk about the heat wave for a moment? I'm barely able to speak.
I'm happy to go where you want to go,
I can't
Richard.
talk over here. Like, it's quite cool in this room. But I know video podcasts are hard because you can't have big fans on or air conditioning for the sound. So this is quite a warm room, but it's not bad, actually. I was expecting it to be much more hot. But I've been walking around all day today doing stuff, and I'm almost, I'm almost dead. So I apologise for my lack of ability to bring a coherent sentence together. Hopefully you can just work out what I'm trying to say using your brains. I'm just outsourcing my brain power to you, the listeners and the viewers, so thank you.
Will you be performing at the Croydon Fringe?
No, but I'll be at it just watching some stuff, I hope. There's lots of good stuff on. I think it's all like local talent and stuff, so I live a bit too far away. But it looks really good this year, the Croydon Fringe, and I won't be performing at it, but I will be performing at the Croydon Nights Festival, the big main festival in November.
What can we expect from you?
I'm going to be recreating about 3 or 4 minutes of the recent movie Heads of State, starring Idris Elba, John Cena. That's how I remember his name now, by thinking about the scenes.
Yes.
That's good, that meme. It helps to remember his name.
Yes.
Maybe that's how he started it.
Maybe he
did. I can never remember John Cena's name. Sorry,
because
John
nobody
Cena.
can remember his name.
I think you're very talented. I like your funny face, but I can't remember who you are. It's like all those actors called Chris. I just always think he's one of the Chris's.
He does look like a Chris.
He could be a Chris, right?
He could be a Chris.
Anyway, yeah. John Cena, Idris Elba, Priyanka Chopra. If you've seen the film, you'll know that Idris is the Prime Minister of the UK. John Cena is the American president. They get on a plane together. It crashes in Eastern Europe. They have to make it to... I can't remember the plot. Anyway, it's very exciting. It's a very dynamic film. Priyanka Chopra is a kind of super special agent woman who does amazing stunts. And there's a sequence, quite a big sequence, set in Warsaw in Poland. And eagle-eyed viewers may notice that it's actually filmed entirely in Croydon over 3 locations. Overton's Yard, that I think we mentioned earlier. Big sequence there, and then St George's Walk, St George's Walk? Yeah, St George's Walk, where we filmed many things before.
Yeah.
American Assassin was filmed there, and so was our redux of it. It shows up so often. Black Mirror Bandersnatch was filming there as we were filming. We had to wait for them to stop filming Black Mirror Bandersnatch so that we could film our recreation of American Assassin. It's such a busy location. It's like a hyper node of filming. Like there's another Made in Dagenham goes that way, and then Bandersnatch is there. It's one of the major filming nodes of London, I would say. So don't knock it down. It's great. I love that place. Don't demolish it. Half of it's already gone. Every time I come here, another building's gone.
Well, the one thing that they always say is that London is never done. London is never finished. So what do you want people to take away after interacting with your work? Not just necessarily about, creativity or Croydon or film, but what is that personal takeaway you want them to have?
With the Redux project particularly, I want to show people how easy it is to make something that looks like it cost millions of dollars.
Yes.
For $1 or £1 or euro. We all have the technology in our pockets now.
Yeah.
To create our own culture. So I suppose the Redux project is about encouraging people, showing people that it's easy for us to become creators of culture rather than just consumers of it.
Yeah.
That's my goal. And sometimes it works. People have sent me their own Reduxes that they've made after they've been in my ones. The guy who played Neo in The Matrix that I recreated in Sydney, he looked quite similar to Keanu Reeves. I was very impressed by the local.
He was committed.
He was committed to the role. And I was working with the venue was the Carriage Works. Performance Space was the local organisation in Sydney who were the local producers.
Yeah.
And they did amazing work. Before I got there, they'd already got all the costumes and they'd found the performers and stuff. It was uncanny. Anyway, he was a student. His name was Jackson Davis, and he taught some young people, and he got all these young students to make their own recreations. He sent them all to me. So there is a section on the website called Your Reduxes. So there is proof that it encourages other people to create their own.
There we go.
And like people who've been in the Reduxes, like the guy who played the lead in Atonement Redux in Redcar, he was this young lad. He'd never acted before in his life, but afterwards he got the bug. And several people have become actors after being in the Redux project.
You've been a catalyst in their careers.
Yeah, a little bit. It doesn't always happen, but it has happened, and that's great. I love it when that happens. And I remember the first time I ever stumbled across a movie set. I was a teenager. I was doing my art foundation course. They'd given us some old cameras with film. So go out and film some stuff and we'll develop it in the photo labs on Monday. And I was in Beckton in East London.
Mm-hmm.
There was an old demolished gasworks. I snuck through the fence, and there were these weird. There was graffiti, anti-American graffiti. It said "Yankee go home" and stuff like that. And I was like, why are they anti-American in East London? And then I recognised where I was. It was the set where they'd filmed the final battle scene in Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket.
Right.
Set in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Set in the town of Hue, I think, in Vietnam. But Stanley Kubrick famously didn't like to travel. He was afraid to go on an airplane, so he shot it all. He shot all of his movies within about 25 miles of where he lived in Hertfordshire. So, yeah. And it was a profound moment. It was almost like a religious experience for me. And I remember that feeling. And I think, really, I only realised this recently, but I think the Redux project is about attempting to recreate that feeling in other people.
Yeah.
And you see it sometimes when people realise where they are standing, or realise that somewhere that's very familiar to them is actually this place that was in this crazy movie, international film set somewhere else.
Yes.
And they have this kind of slight little reverie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why I do the Redux
project. There's that connection. I remember being in New York and going to the original Cat Steiner that was used for Seinfeld.
Nice. How was it for you?
There is something about that connection. Like there was something that happened here. Yeah. So I get that.
Has it got very touristy though?
It has.
That's the thing.
It has.
If you leave it too long, it gets touristy. I was in
And then it
Paris
loses
when I was
its-
doing the Olympic torch in Paris. I thought I'll go around Montmartre and have a look at some of the old locations from Amelie.
Yeah.
I'd never found those before. And the cafe in Amelie has got all these signs up and pictures, and the menu's really
It's lost
overpriced and
its,
stuff. So that can happen, but that's good. That's
Yeah.
film tourism, and that's a growing industry in the UK.
It is. But just think Croydon, film tourism market.
I think there's a lot you could do to
Yeah.
capitalise on that. I've got an idea that I'd like to share with you.
Please do.
The Crollywood Walk of Fame.
That's brilliant. That is actually really, really good. Carry on.
No, I just want to bathe in your excitement for my.
But I can see it.
That's it.
I
That's
can
all
see
I've
it.
got. I haven't thought it. No, I have thought it through. It's
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think it would just be one long pavement with stars, although that could also work.
Yeah.
I'd prefer the stars to be embedded in the ground at the places where
Almost
the
like a
famous films-
Monopoly
a
board.
bit like a Monopoly board.
Yes.
You could have
Yeah.
a Nicole Kidman one here. You could have a Christian Bale one outside there, and then you could have a little map. You could do a little tour, and they'd be embedded in the pavement. You know, like a nice little gold star. What's that nice kind of when you put the little stones in the concrete and it makes
Yes.
that nice. There's a name for
Yes.
it anyway. Yeah, and you could have a little map, and it could even have a little QR code that you scan, and it shows you, the scene of the movie.
Yeah.
It was in.
The
And
whole
I've written this up as
automated-
a full proposal, so whoever is in charge of making such a thing happen, Croydon Council, please let me send you my proposal for the Crollywood Walk of Fame. People would come from all around the world to visit the Crollywood Walk of Fame.
You never know. You
Please.
never know.
Let's make it happen.
I just want to touch on a question that I may have asked and I can't remember, but navigating all those different roles beside cat sitter. So how do you navigate being the artist and editor and filmmaker and video journalist? And is there any other genuine roles that I've left out there?
I've been trying to diversify my career recently because I feel that post-pandemic, and this is serious, I think that the opportunities for artists now haven't returned to pre-pandemic levels. And it was already extremely precarious to be a performance artist in the first place. Like always, all through my career, if you can call it that, it's been a precarious way to make a living. If you're lucky, you've got a few things stacked up ahead of you. But for many artists, they don't have anything in the diary, and it's you never know where the next job's going to come from. And with leaving the EU and everything, it used to be much easier for artists to make work across Europe. Festivals, exciting stuff going on all the time. The amount of invites you get to go and do stuff in Europe now is dwindled because of all the forms and the stuff you have to do and visas, and it's a nightmare. They can't have us there anymore. So the world, to be a performance artist, it does feel like some of the amount of opportunities available have shrunk slightly post-pandemic. So I am diversifying into cat sitting, into video journalism. That's a word that I made up, by the way, video journalism. I don't even know if it's a thing.
Right.
So, but that's what I would like to do, video journalism, if anyone wants me to do that. But it's very tricky, but I do get bored if I work in the same medium for too long. So I'm always excited to be trying new things. I was wondering if I could become like an actual location scout for the movies, because I do have a special way of looking at the world, and I've got special skills.
Yeah.
From doing over 100 reduxes around the world, I could totally use that, I think, to become a location scout on actual. I did actually edit a movie recently, a proper feature film.
Okay.
I was the assistant editor,
Right.
but still, that counts as editing. It's called Dream Agency, and it's out. It's streaming somewhere. It had its premiere last year, I think, and it's won several
exciting.
international awards.
There
Made
we
by
go.
an organisation called Forest Fringe, which is a group of artists who came together and thought, let's make a feature film.
Yes.
It's amazing. They did it. They filmed it on Jersey, and it's available to watch somewhere or other for, I think, £3. So do look out for Dream Agency. It's a great little film.
You're on the
About
credits.
What happens? It's about an agency that recreates people's dreams for a living. So yeah. Anyway, I'm not sure. I feel that I might not be able to keep running around with a fake Olympic torch until I'm 70.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm flailing around looking for new exciting opportunities. If anyone's got one, let me know.
Okay. Richard, I've got some rapid fire questions for you. So, as this conversation has flowed so beautifully, don't overthink. Just tell me the first thing that comes into your head. I know. I don't know what's going to happen now.
You did this.
Right. I take full responsibility. Okay. Right. Swivlympics, karaoke, Knitcoin.
Yes.
Or CoronaVision.
Yeah.
Favorite invention.
Well, let me clarify. The karaoke. It's a karaoke that you carry. Karaoke. And actually, that's quite an old invention. That started in like the noughties. Since then, actual portable karaoke has got much better. So it's almost defunct, that concept. But I do like the idea of that karaoke is getting easier. I like the idea that people are making it smaller. That's something I've been trying to do for years. It's been improved on by other bigger karaoke companies now, and I'm happy that that's happened. I think big karaoke, the booths, the bars, £20 an hour, that's been in charge for too long. Now we can democratize karaoke, and I'm very interested in that, in the revolutionary potential of karaoke. So that's something I'm constantly working on in the background. The Swivlympics I'm very fond of. Do you know what the world record is, by the way?
No, I have no idea.
Take a guess.
20.
No, I think it's 43 and a half.
What? And a half?
43 and a half spins in one spin, in one self-propelled push.
I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, two people got that same score, both women. Men aren't as good at the Swivlympics as women, because men do it once and then they get in a huff because they haven't won the world record, and then they strop off. Whereas women, they think about it, they look at the next person, they notice the tips, they come back about an hour later with a new strategy, and then they win it. So
there is a lot of thought that goes into the sport.
The Swivlympics. The Swivlympics, the CoronaVision Song Contest was when they cancelled Eurovision. We'd already gone into lockdown, I think, and then a few days into it, they cancelled Eurovision. That was like a double blow.
That was.
For a lot of people, that was like all their hope evaporated at that moment.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I've got nothing to do suddenly for several months. All my projects have just got cancelled. I will attempt to recreate my own international singing competition, even though I've never done such a thing. I don't have any equipment to do so. And luckily, there were lots of people suddenly with a lot of time on their hands, who were willing to create songs.
When they weren't baking banana bread.
Banana bread.
Yes.
Yeah. Or getting ADHD diagnoses, which I haven't done yet. I really should get that diagnosis. So, yeah, lots of people sent me songs and videos. And then on the night that Eurovision was supposed to take place, I did a kind of live broadcast on Facebook and YouTube, and I hosted it. I was like the European Broadcasting Union, the BBC, and Terry Wogan all in one go. So it's quite hard for me to remain objective. I couldn't really show any favouritism towards the videos. We had about 20 videos. At the end, we had a method of people being able to judge online and vote for their favourites. We had thousands of people watching, hundreds of votes.
Yes.
And I think the final two were literally within a couple of votes of each other. The winning song was called Quelle est la date de ton anniversaire by an artist called Lorna Reese.
Okay.
And it's actually a legitimately great song. I think it got released by a record company in Canada.
Wow.
So do look out for that next time you're in Canada. In the record stores, there are some amazing record stores in Toronto. Do have a look for Quelle est la date de ton anniversaire. And it recently, the whole contest, which is like basically exists as a 2-hour-long video, was recently acquired by the British Library for their
fantastic
their pandemic art archive thingy. So it's in there now.
Well, there you go. I think we should get people to vote. Bring back CoronaVision.
Not long. Yeah, but that would mean having another pandemic.
We don't have to have another pandemic.
CoronaVision. I might have to call it something else. Otherwise it won't make sense.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot to organise. I don't know if I'll be willing to do it again.
Right. Okay. Fine.
Unless someone pays me £25,000. But just after I gave that CoronaVision Song Contest to the British Library on a USB stick, they had that amazing data breach thing that shut down all their internal systems. So I hope it wasn't because of my USB stick. If the British Library is listening, I apologise.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. Croydon Street building or corner that you most love shooting in?
Oh, that I most love shooting in. That's a good one. Well, I do love St George's Walk.
Yes.
That's a really special place.
Yeah.
Me. And so it might be that little place. There's a really good shop there. I think it's like a Nigerian shop called Big Wharf. And they sell amazing carrier bags. They used to anyway. These great carrier bags with Barack Obama and his family, their photograph on the carrier bags, like little totes. And I bought several of those from Big Wharf in St George's Street. It's like one of the only shops that was always open when I was down there.
Well, with the Obama Foundation being opened recently.
Oh, yes, that's interesting, isn't it? What do you think of that building?
What are your thoughts on it?
Hey, as a fan of brutalist architecture, I think it's very good, but I recognise that some people find it a bit ugly, but, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I think.
There we go. Big budget film set or guerrilla redux shoot?
Well, obviously I favour the latter, but I'm not averse to the former. And I think, in many ways the two can coexist and one can feed off the other. I think the inevitable progression of the Redux project is that one day I'll take it to Los Angeles, to Hollywood, where either, it's almost too easy because there's so many
There literally is, yes.
But I think it will probably die there. Either I'll get arrested by the Hollywood police for copyright infringement, or I'll be recruited to film the next Transformers movie.
And
that will be the finale of the Redux project.
Well, there you go.
Maybe both.
Great ambitions. One word that describes Croydon.
Well, it's utopian. It's got utopian, it always had utopian aspirations. And utopia might be an impossible goal, but it's still a good goal to strive for. And
it's great, yeah.
I still feel, by the way, because just in case I can't film the bit at Luna House and Apollo House, because it's currently all boarded up, that will make it a bit shorter. So to fulfill my contractual obligations, I might also redux the Taylor Swift Opalite video.
You could do that.
I'll probably need permission from the Whitgift Centre. So if the Whitgift Centre are listening, please can we film in your shopping centre in November? It'll take half an hour.
Why don't you tackle Pitch Perfect at the same time?
Was that filmed here?
That was filmed. They just filmed a scene in their latest movie in the Whitgift.
Is it? Because I know that what's her name was filming a film here, but I thought that was for a different film called Girls Trip. No, not Girls Trip. Hang on, I'm going to look it up. I've got this written down somewhere.
Yeah.
Can't guarantee it. There's a film called Girl Group that was filmed in the Whitgift.
Yes.
Starring Rebel Wilson.
Yes.
Directed by Rebel Wilson.
Yes.
It was filmed here this year, and it might be out in the autumn. So if it comes out before Croydon Nights Festival, we might try and recreate that as well. Or we could do the trailer. I've reduxed trailers for films before they've been released.
There we go.
So sometimes my reduxes have come out before the movie itself.
Okay.
Which is a bit confusing and postmodern. But yeah, Taylor Swift's Opalite video, that shouldn't be too difficult.
Not at all.
We'd have to film at night time.
Possibly. Mind you, British summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take advantage.
November though. That's when we'll be filming.
That is true.
That'll be quite good. We could even film whilst the Whitgift is still open.
Yes.
That's fine, Whitgift Centre. But we won't have any big, heavy equipment. And I promise just to, film it on a small camera with no tripod.
I think the Whitgift Centre would be great for, was it Night of the Living Dead?
Do you know what?
That would be a great location.
Even though I tend to try and film everything in the original location, occasionally I don't do that. And one of my first ever reduxes was in the Westmoreland Shopping Centre in Kendal in Cumbria.
Okay.
And they let me film Dawn of the Dead Redux in their shopping centre because it did look quite similar to the one in Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
And it was great. We had about 100 zombies all made up.
Yes.
And that was one of the first reduxes. You can find all of this stuff, by the way, on the reduxproject.com.
There is, you are literally like the Wikipedia of film. So it's, yeah.
That's a great compliment. Thank you very much. I accept. I might make a page on my website with all my Croydon bits and bobs on. in case
Please
people
do.
want to find
Okay,
find
we
out
will hold
more.
you to that. Yes.
And if I do that, it will be dedomenici.com/Croydon. But it's possible that when you go to that website, I might not have done it.
Okay.
I didn't just say page not found.
A 404 error.
But you can find Croydtopia, Croydtopia.com. Destroyden is on YouTube. The Redux Project, obviously, the reduxproject.com, and the Crollywood movie location tour. That's on the reduxproject.com/tours. So you can find out about all this stuff. Should you wish, don't feel that you need to.
Dream film you'd love to Redux next.
Ooh, that's a good one. I quite like to do, it might be quite ambitious, but I quite like to do Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Oh, RoboCop.
RoboCop would be great.
That's my favourite movie.
Is
it's a bit
it?
embarrassing that that's my favourite, but actually it's aged very well.
Yeah.
It might look like a silly popcorn movie about a robotic policeman, but actually it's a kind of satirical and very prescient satire about privatization and Reaganomics, and a lot of the stuff that it predicted, a lot of stuff that actually happened. The privatization of the police forces, corporate overreach, the bankruptcy of Detroit, a lot of that stuff actually happened in the intervening 30 or 40 years. So so don't mock me for having RoboCop as my favourite movie. It's a very intelligent film. And I would love to Redux that. They're talking about demolishing Dallas City Hall, which is this beautiful brutalist triangular masterpiece.
Right.
And that's one of the locations. So I would like to do that before the demolition takes
Go
place.
while that window is open, Richard. Festival, right.
Yes.
Croydon Nights.
November.
Fringe.
Yes.
Or another favourite.
Oh, favourite festival? Oh, God, there's so many great festivals. A lot of them have gone away or closed or something. Well, it's not a favourite festival, but hang on, I'm trying to think of a good one. I was going to say South by Southwest, but I don't think that's my favourite festival. Although it used to be really good. But I don't know. Did you go to the London one, by the way? South by Southwest. It was a few weeks ago.
It was a few weeks ago. I had some other commitments, but I've seen it all online. Cat sitting or dating app profile writing, which is harder.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. I forgot about that. My friend said that she might start writing dating profiles for people. And I thought that's a very good idea. Maybe I could do that too.
Okay.
Because not everybody has said this, but I have had people say to me, Richard, that is the best dating profile I've ever read.
Okay.
And I think that's only a subset of the people on the dating apps who believe that. I would say 99% of people do not believe that that's the case. But for that 1%, it's the best thing they've ever read.
Okay.
And so I reckon I could there's potential, because I don't know if I only ever see my own, but sometimes when I look at my female friends' dating apps, it's terrible. It's like a hellscape.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know.
I thought it was quite nice. It's like, oh, that's a nice person. She looks nice. And then you look at the blokes. It's like, oh my God, they haven't put any effort into their photos or
Right.
let alone write a decent description of themselves.
So if you've done that for dating apps, why don't you transfer those skills to LinkedIn? So you have fun at LinkedIn. How can you disrupt the platform?
Oh my God, there's so many possibilities.
There really are.
Can
Transferable skills, Richard.
I was thinking about making an app. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I don't know, man. How long has it been? Like, it's been 10 years, hasn't it, now, since dating apps have been popular?
Possibly. And I know a few people that have actually met their life partners and...
Me too. It can work.
Yes, it can work. There you go.
It can work.
There
but
you
there's
go.
a lot
You've
of
got
swiping you've got to do.
niche
And is
in the
it
market.
worth all the swiping?
Well,
And could you just be using that time to go out and meet people in real life?
I don't know. Dating apps was after my time, so yes.
You've yet to have to deal with all of
I've
that
yet to have to deal with that.
chaos. Well, let's hope that never happens, Karen.
Well, let's just hope. Let's be positive, Richard.
But you know what I noticed the other day? Next year will be the 20th anniversary of the iPhone.
20 years?
20 years.
Wow.
And it still feels like a fairly new thing for us as a species to have these devices in our hands that can do all these things.
And already, we're 20 years in and we're now banning social media for people in the age of 16.
Very interesting. I don't know if I agree with that or not, but I'm generally against banning things, but I can totally see some of the justification. What do you think?
I think I think that's a podcast on its own for another conversation.
That's episode 2.
That's episode 2. Right. What could a small, absurd action listeners take this week to see their city differently?
Well, I sometimes do a project. You know those kind of street utility cabinets that you get near lampposts, near traffic lights?
Yes,
kind
like
of
little
black
substation
metal boxes,
yes,
about a metre wide or something.
Yeah.
I sometimes, I've made replicas of those out of sort of very lightweight plastic, but I've got the same kind of, that fly poster paint, which is kind of bobbly paint, so you can't stick things onto it. And I cover the lightweight plastic with the same paint, so it's got that same aesthetic and kind of weight to it. And then I kind of, I go inside them and I sit down inside them and I use it as a kind of portable artist studio space, bit cramped, but you can have a little solar panel on it and which can power your phone and stuff like that. And I sit in the city sometimes in these little objects. Sometimes I pick them up and walk around, so you just see my little legs as I relocate from one place to the other. And that's something that, I invite you to do as well, audience and listeners and viewers. But also, next time you go past one of those street utility cabinets, just think, is that really a street utility cabinet, or is there somebody in there doing some work, having a sleep, having a conversation with somebody? And I hope that what I've just said makes you look at the world in a slightly different way.
Well, I think you've just answered my next question. I was going to ask you for a key takeaway. I think we'll leave it at that.
On that bombshell.
On that bombshell. What's the best way for people to find you?
It's tricky because if you can spell my name right, I'm extremely easy to find.
Yes.
Richard DeDomenici, DeDomenici. But if you spell it wrong, all you ever find is like really bad old reviews and stuff by journalists who hated me so much that they couldn't even be bothered to spell my name correctly. If sometimes I spell my surname wrong when I'm Googling myself, and I just find a world of hate, and it's like, oh my God, what is this hellscape? Richard DeDomenici, and you'll find my website and the reduxproject.com, DeDomenici.com. It's all there basically. I'm on YouTube at DeDomenici. So
fantastic.
That's the benefit of having a weird surname.
And that's a tongue twister on its own. I thank you so much. I wasn't quite sure what to expect from this conversation before you came on. You rose and exceeded expectations.
Oh my God, thank you.
Which was just brilliant.
Likewise, this has been lovely.
Thank you so much. And I think you've helped to see Croydon in a different way, that we can restage Croydon as a set, which is just brilliant, and just have fun and see ourselves, just not take ourselves as seriously. So, Richard, thank you so much. It's been brilliant.
Thank you for having me.